Hello.
Hi. It was
Hi.
from my side. By mistake, I think I have started one application, so it happened.
Uh, yeah. I cannot hear you very well. Your voice is coming across really, really quiet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it
th-
okay now?
that's better. Yes, yeah. Just speak closer to the mic. That's why I have
Oh,
mine here.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, my name is Gemma. I'm from the UK. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Um, what's your name?
My name is Shahin. I'm from India.
Shahin. Shahin?
Yeah, Shahin.
Oh, hi, Shahin. Okay. Hi, Shahin. How are you
Hello.
today?
Great.
Good stuff. Which part of India are you from?
I'm from Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. Is that the region near Mumbai?
Yeah. It's Maharashtra is a part of Mumbai, but it's not
Yeah.
near to Mumbai. It's I think 400 or 450 kilometers away from Mumbai.
Sorry, how many kilometers away from Mumbai?
Four, 400 or 450 kilometers around.
Oh, so quite far.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Have you been to India?
yes, I have.
Oh, great. What
Mm.
do you think about India? How you feel here?
Uh, I spent about 3 months in
Oh,
India.
great.
Yeah, quite a long time back in 2012. So 8 years ago. And I traveled from Mumbai up to Rajasthan, and I spent quite a lot of time in Rajasthan exploring some of the regal cities. And then I traveled up to Shimla and Darjeeling up in the Himalayas. And I also got the opportunity to visit Kashmir.
Oh, great.
Um, yeah, so it was really great. But even though I was there for 3 months, I feel like I've only just stepped my feet into India. I feel like I really want to visit India again and do more of the south. There's a lot of the southern parts of India that I haven't seen.
You have visited so beautiful cities.
Sorry?
You visited so beautiful cities of India, a beautiful part of India.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I really love Rajasthan.
Yeah,
The state is really beautiful, particularly Udaipur and Jaisalmer. I really, really like these two cities.
yeah. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. And how about you? Have you traveled much?
No, I traveled in my own country only. I haven't been to abroad or anywhere. But my wish is to travel all over the world, and I think it will come true one day.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So which countries are on your bucket list? Where would you like to go?
Definitely first London, then America, France, Paris, and the people, all people like to visit. I think I don't remember a name right now. Switzerland,
Switzerland? Hmm.
Switzerland, and Finland is also famous for education in our country,
Yes.
especially for the kids, for the small kids, activity-based education and all that. So definitely, I'd love to visit those countries.
Yeah, yeah. So you have an interest in education.
Yeah, I'm working in an education field,
Oh, what do you do?
so I'm running my own English medium school. But I do not work as a teacher.
Hmm.
I am working as an administrator. And since lockdown, I thought that I should brush up my English skills. So I'm on Cambly.
Okay. So what part of your English do you want to brush up on?
Uh, Teaching skills. Then I want to learn advanced English, and I'm trying for the IELTS.
Oh, really?
I thought that
Okay.
if I give IELTS exam before I'll have to prepare, and definitely develop my all four skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, I'll definitely improve. My English is not so good because I'm not in a teaching and all that. I'm just working as an administrator, so I thought it's a good opportunity. Now schools are not open and everything is closed here. I have a little bit extra time, so I thought, why not utilize it?
Yeah, absolutely. And your English is far from bad. It's not awful. I speak to a lot of people, and I have taught English, and I've taught primary school. I'm a primary school teacher, and yes,
Okay.
believe me, your English isn't bad. But yes, as you know, we can always improve, and I think
because my level is not whatever I want, or it's not my desired level. I want to be on the advanced level, fluency level. I think now my level is intermediate or upper intermediate, but I want advanced and fluency level, C1, C2 level. So definitely, if I set a target for me to give an exam like Ielts, CELTA, or like that, then only I'll improve. Otherwise, if I don't have any reason to improve my English skill, I may not work on it.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I think it's really good to set yourself a target. In terms of the IELTS exam, have you had a chance to have a look at the structure of the exam?
Yeah. Since I have joined Cambly, I think it's my fifth or sixth lesson on Cambly. 2-3 teachers gave me the details, and I have watched few videos on YouTube also, so I have got an idea about it. So yeah, I'm trying to do it, and I hope I have subscribed Cambly, so I'll get most of it.
Yeah. Well, as you know, with the IELTS exam, particularly the speaking aspect of the exam, it's split into 3 sections. So the first section, the examiner will ask you questions about yourself and about your family. The second section is where the examiner will give you a card, and on the card there'll be a question.
Cue card.
Yeah, and it could be anything from what was the best present you ever received to what is your dream job. It could be absolutely anything, and you have a minute to prepare and then 2 minutes to deliver your answer. And then the third question, the examiner will usually ask you questions about your
one of Cambly teachers took my mock test on a very second day. He took my mock test of speaking, and I have got 7. I was expecting 4 or 5 like that, but he gave me 7.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh,
yeah.
that's great. I know. Was she an examiner or this Cambly tutor?
He was Mr. Paul.
Oh, okay.
Paul RM.
Oh, okay. Because usually we don't issue bands here at Cambly. So even though I have experience teaching the IELTS exam, I actually don't give a number, purely because we are not an accredited IELTS teaching platform, if that makes sense. So we can help you and we can support you, but we're not an accredited IELTS teaching platform. So I cannot say that you're going to get this grade or that grade. So I think, just to kind of be aware.
It was just a mock test. So he told me, if you give exam, you will get 7 in whatever level I am now.
Yeah. I mean, just listening to you speak, I definitely agree that your English is an intermediate or perhaps an upper intermediate level. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely possible for you to strive to get a 7. I'm just letting you know that most tutors on Cambly, they shouldn't be giving you a mark. I'm just being honest, because we are not an accredited IELTS teaching platform. So this is a platform, a conversation platform and a tutor platform, but not,
No. On Cambly, there are courses, conversation, grammar, and Ielts. So I have selected Ielts course.
Yeah. I said we don't a specific grade, so I'm not
Okay,
sure
all right.
why. Anyway, so
Okay.
moving on. So you've selected the IELTS course. Would you like to continue with that today?
No, today I wanna ask you some other questions.
Yeah, of course.
Tell me how to teach non-native speakers. You are working with the primary students, so give me some tips and ideas that how to teach them from scratch.
How to teach them from scratch.
Yeah, non-native learners.
Non-native learners. So I think in the beginning stages when non-native learners are starting out, the very, very basics, I think you have to give them some kind of structure. By that I mean I think it's a good idea to teach them perhaps category by category. So first of all, you can work on some basic greetings. So hello, goodbye, nice to meet you. These sort of very basic things. Thank you. What is your name? And then perhaps after you've done these very basic things, you can then go on to look at numbers. So counting. Once the non-native speaker has learned how to count, you can then introduce questions like, how old are you? I am 6 years old, and this kind of thing. Then colors, then objects. Then, so yeah, I would set very clear categories for children or even adults to work towards. I think sometimes when we learn a language, we're quite eager to learn a lot and become very competent very quickly. So for me, I think it's really important to, first of all, understand the basics. So the basics of a language. So animals, things like this. Then sentence structure, basic sentence structure. And you can start with perhaps the present simple. You can look at questions like, you can talk about get the child to talk about daily routine. So wake up.
Is it possible to teach them without teaching grammar?
I think if children or if anybody begins to learn a language, any language, not just English, without understanding basic grammar and word and sentence order, I think they will really struggle. First of all, they'll struggle to understand questions, because you need to know if you're in a position where I'm talking to you and I'm saying, what did you do today? And the student doesn't understand grammar. The student's going to know, what? Perhaps they might know that what is a question word. Perhaps they might know today, but do what did you?
Okay, what about learning spelling? It's quite difficult for kids to learn the spellings. If they learn, they forget. They tend to forget it very soon. So, is there any special trick or strategy or tips to learn to make them learn spelling?
So I think phonics. You have to start with phonics.
Yeah, phonetics. I have done my training with phonetics already before 4 years. And I have done my training with a UK trainer.
Yeah. So once children have learned phonics and blending. So obviously we know that A makes the A sound, or depending on where it falls in the word, B is burst, C is cl. But then obviously you start to get words and children then are confronted with words like basic CVC words like cat and dog. And so children need to be able to learn the skills to blend. So C, A, T, K, A, T, cat. So I think learning those basic skills is really, really important. So in order for children to spell well and to read, it's really, really important that they understand the sounds, they can hear, they can recognize the sounds, and they have that visual and also that auditory memory, and the two combined will really help children spell better and also become better speakers, because naturally, if they're able to pronounce words correctly, their pronunciation will be better. They'll be able to read better and also understand other speakers of English clearer.
Yeah, I found consonant sounds are really easy, but vowel sounds, especially monophthongs, are easy, but diphthongs are quite tricky for the kids. So how can we simplify it while teaching to kids?
I think storytelling is a really, really powerful tactic, especially with young children. And if you do notice there are particular sounds that your class struggle with, I think storytelling and in the UK, for example, the British schools place a huge emphasis on teaching through storytelling and improvisation, games, all these kinds of things I think can really, really help children to naturally learn and listen as well, listening to stories, listening to how the words should be pronounced. It's not just about speaking. Obviously, speaking and practicing phonics is really, really important. But being in a position where they're able to listen and they're exposed to the sounds, I think it's really, really important for here.
After all, practice is more important.
Pardon?
Listening and speaking. Practice is more important in phonetics.
Listening and speaking. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you share with me some stuff like any website or any kind of things which will be useful for me to use or implement in my school for the grade 1, 2, 3, 4 students?
I can send you, I don't have anything now, but after this lesson, I can send you some links for some things that you can potentially use. Yes.
So I think one more thing I'd like to ask you, that for conversation, if suppose I'm going to teach them that grammar is like this, structures are like this, definitely first thing is that it's little bit difficult for them to understand, but I think there should be some trick or strategy that we should make them speak without thinking of grammar, structures and all those things. So is it possible for them?
I think when children are learning a language, I think early exposure to languages is really, really important. And there's a lot of research out there that suggests that the earlier children learn a language, the more that they naturally process it. So we hear a language, we hear how it's spoken, and without necessarily thinking about the grammar rules, children just produce it naturally, or they hear how words are strung together and they begin to structure sentences. It might not be correct at first. For example, maybe children have heard adults talk about animals, and they've heard, oh, my favorite animal is an elephant, and maybe they want to then ask their friends, but they've heard this kind of sentence, and they might say, oh, my favorite animal is an elephant. Favorite. Children will use this kind of language at first, so they'll naturally try to create their own sentences and create their own grammar in their heads. So I think children try to do this naturally. I I hope this makes some kind of sense. So I think it's really important that when adults speak, that we don't simplify things, that we do use the correct grammar rules and the structure.
I'm asking you this because my school is in countryside and people are talking in their mother tongue only. There is no environment that they listen English language at their home or at surrounding.
I understand.
No, whatever they are listening or learning in school only. Otherwise, when they go out, they'll talk purely their mother tongue and they'll listen that language only. So
I mean, absolutely. I think, as I said, children, if you think about how you produce words and sentences in your own language, you're going to naturally, I think, apply those rules to the language that you're learning. But children don't always do that. It's a little bit different. And as I said, there's a lot of research out there that suggests that children are able to hear how words are strung together and are able to produce kind of native sentences. So it can work, I think. If that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you studied education? Have you, or early childhood development theory?
No. There is a diploma called Ielts Diploma in Education. I have completed it. And but I'm not working in a teacher department. It's my own school. That's why I have to always struggle with my official work, or I'm always busy with my other work. So I didn't get an opportunity. I tried before, but it was not possible for me. Whenever I go on class, some important phone call will come, or someone will come to meet me. Unavoidable situation occurs. So I thought that it's a loss of students, because if I started teaching them and then in between I'm leaving the class, it's not good for the students. So I dropped the idea of teaching.
I see. Okay. And so you said that you live in the countryside. So what percentage of students in this area speak English?
It's almost zero when they come to us, but in their pre-primary, they start speaking little bit English, like simple words, name of animals, vegetables, and the things we show them around. We start making aware them the things around them, environmental and all that. And when they go to the first standard, they start making small sentences, their own. And like that, they improve after each grade. Like first grade student, they are speaking little bit mistake. Then in second standard, they will improve little bit. But after third and fourth standard, they can speak nicely. And seventh, fourth grade student, they can speak very well.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
They can make their own structures. They can make their own structures. They can make their own sentences. They can use the first, second, and third form of the verb, and they use the accurate preposition, like that things they do. But for first and second grade, it's little bit tricky for them. They get confused and they make sentence little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But from 6th, 7th, 8th.
Absolutely. And I think that's completely normal, even with native speakers. And I'm sure you know in your
really?
I'm sure you know in your own language, children don't necessarily produce grammatically correct sentences. Maybe they use the incorrect preposition or the incorrect tense. So it can be quite common. And this is, I mean, if you're learning a language as a native speaker, you learn from your environment. You learn, and your accent and the way you speak is usually similar to how your parents speak or how the people closest to you speak. So, language development is definitely impacted and is a result of our environment and who we're exposed to. So, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think some of the things that I notice with Indian students is that they have a tendency to talk a lot when they're speaking and add in a lot of filler words. So this is something that I notice a lot. And you have a tendency to add things to sentences which aren't necessary. For example, if you're talking about something that you enjoy doing, I don't know, maybe you're saying, oh, my hobbies are reading, writing. And then I often hear students and all. And so there are lots of sort of Indian students make that are probably a native language.
Yeah, there is a influence of mother tongue. Mother tongue is there, absolutely. And I think environment make a lot of impact on the speaker's language, because even though that person is speaking English, but the flavor of his own language, flavor of his mother tongue will be there. So I think definitely it happens. So what will you tell about me, my pronunciation and my spoken language? Is there something different? Like whatever you're talking about, the Indian people make mistakes while speaking. So did you notice anything like that?
I mean, to be honest, I think your English is pretty good. I don't have any major criticisms, particularly of the way that you use grammar. But I think that moving forward, I think you could work on pronunciation. I think that your accent is sometimes is a little thick, so you could work on pronunciation. And there are certain sounds, I think, that perhaps in is your native language Hindi or what's your
Hindi, Marathi, both. I'm living in Maharashtra, so main language is Maharashtra, but my mother tongue is Hindi.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say that moving forward, you could definitely work on pronunciation, and you can do that through reading articles, and I work on pronunciations with my students by doing tongue twisters. And this is something that's quite fun. So that's something that you could work on.
12 seconds.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
So, thank you very much. Nice.